Hi, this is Sebastian, KB0TTL. Today we're going to go over the icons on the top line of the display of the handheld as well as the mobile, and they are virtually identical from radio to radio. That is the icons on the top of the display here and their definitions. And what that means for your radio experience. I'm going to step over to the computer here real quick and we will go over them. If you like the content, be sure to subscribe and push that like button. I'm going to go ahead and start from left to right here. We have our Estimator icon. It's an antenna signal. When we're receiving no signal at all, we'll see this X here in the bottom. When we are receiving a signal, we're going to see bars that go all the way up like the bars on a cell phone, which show the signal coming in. Also, if you see the green light up on your radio, you're probably also going to go ahead and see bars coming on, as that means that it is receiving a signal. We have transmit power. Right now you're seeing the T in the box here for turbo. There's also an H, an M, and an L for high, medium, and low power. So that's going to be the differences here in this box, but this T here means turbo, or the maximum amount of power available. We have digital monitor. Basically what this does, this tells you, hey look, I'm not receiving an analog signal A. It is in a digital mode. Now, digital monitor can be a single time slot or a dual time slot configuration. Single time slot configuration means, hey, I only want to listen to the time slot for my talk groups, or hey, I only want to listen to the time slot for the club net meeting. And then there's dual time slot, which means whichever one comes on here, I would like to listen to both, which is probably the more useful of the two if you're wanting to monitor a digital repeater. So this is the digital monitoring function. Next we have the Vox function, or voice activation function. Most ham operators aren't going to use this because most ham operators don't want to be on the air every time they decide to speak up. They want to key the mic before the person on the other end hears what they're saying. This can be especially true if you're on digital talk groups, like state talk groups or things of that nature, as every time something happens, you don't want it out on the talk group. So the Vox function is also adjustable in the menu. You can turn it on or off, and you can also take your speaker gain, your microphone gain that is, up and down as well in the CPS program dealing with Vox, but usually I leave Vox off. Then there's recording. Recording is an option inside some of the newer 878 pluses as well as the 578, and recording is just as it states. Recording is recording what the radio transmits and receives. This can also be toggled on and off in the menu, or the menu of select 878s and 578s. Note that some come with the recording feature, some do not. From what I understand, the majority of radios distributed here through BridgeCom and from other outlets do not have this particular feature here as of yet fully implemented, the recording feature. GPS. GPS can be turned on or off in your CPS menu. It can also be turned on and off in your settings menu. GPS is what's used for APRS. When GPS is activated, this is actually going to show up as a red icon, I believe, but that's GPS. We have inbox. If somebody has sent a private message that is sent an SMS to your DMR ID, it'll show that they've tried to contact you in inbox. So you might receive an inbox icon in that case. Roaming. This is what you're going to use if you're using multiple frequency pairs and you're going out of range on one repeater and you want your radio to automatically switch over to a different frequency pair. That is the roaming function of the radio, and you'll see this bright red R show up if you have roaming activated on your radio. We have auto power off, or sleep mode. Auto power off can be set for different time intervals. Most people set them for at least 10 minutes. And if you have not transmitted or received a signal to save battery, your radio will automatically power off or go into some kind of a sleep mode. So that's our auto power off. That's your A icon here in the top. Color code. I believe color code goes from 1 to either 15 or 16 if I'm not mistaken, but color code is like CTCSS for analog, except it's for digital. Color code. Each of your digital repeaters are going to have a different color code. It's usually not enough to check repeaterbook.com or some other online resource to determine the color code of your repeater. It's usually best on digital repeaters to go to the website of the club that owns the repeater, as they do change these from time to time. And then, of course, there is your battery indicator. This is showing a battery fully charged. If we were missing some segments here, it would mean that it'd be about time to put your battery back on the charger. This is it for the common icons on the 878 and 578 radios. We hope you enjoyed today's video. Be sure to hit that like button and subscribe to our YouTube channel. 73, and this is KB0TTL.